Today we are looking at the Composition 1 grading rubric. This is the department rubric that I will be using to grade Essay 1. The first section of this rubric is organization. Here I will look to see if your paper opens with a real interesting lead. This should not be one of those "I'm going to write about" or "this paper is going to be about" statements. These statements of intent are not thesis statements. Part of organization deals with the thesis statement. Is it present? Is it too narrow, too broad? Does it adequately address the paper's topic? In a narrative, memoir, or a literacy narrative, this actually will come in the conclusion, and that thesis will deliver the significance of the event to you personally. I also look to see if paragraphs are properly sequenced in a logical order and that they deliver a good pace to the events. Does each paragraph deliver a particular point? One main topic per paragraph. If that is unmanageable because the topic has too many details, then break it into multiple paragraphs. The second part of the rubric deals with development. Do you have an effective introduction and conclusion? Remember, your introduction is the first exposure to your reader, and your conclusion is your final impression on the reader, and it is the one they will most likely remember. We are also looking for enough detail. Development and detail, they go hand in hand. Please don't leave out things that are relevant to the topic, and don't include things that are not relevant to the topic. Both of these are critical in the development area. We also want to make sure the essay is insightful. We need depth to our essay, and we give that through supporting details. The third criteria is flow expression. We want to vary our sentence patterns. We do not want a string of simple sentences such as "the dog is big," "the dog is black," "the dog runs fast." Those simple sentences, they are effective on occasion to get the reader's attention. But if they occur frequently, they distract the reader from the message. Since we live in a world of distractions clamoring for our attention, keeping the reader's attention through flow of expression is vital. As always, we want to keep it interesting and use effective sentences. We also want to use appropriate language. We avoid slang, profanity, contractions, and intensifiers such as huge, totally, or really. Finally, we also need to incorporate transitions to alleviate the reader needing to make mental leaps. Words such as since, then, although, and other such words can tie ideas together. Under Ideas, I will be looking for assignment-specific requirements. Did the writer use the appropriate rhetorical strategy? If the essay does not meet the assignment-specific criteria, it will be returned to the student with a week to revise. MLA format is also evaluated here. Do you have 12-point Times New Roman font? Is the essay double-spaced with no extra spacing? Is the appropriate header used? Is the appropriate information on the first page? I'm also looking to see if the topic is interesting and appropriate. If the topic is inappropriate, I will probably have already informed you of this. Careful proofreading and insight are key as well. Are the elements of the rhetorical strategy present? Are the essay ideas clearly expressed? Finally, we come to grammar and mechanics. Is everything spelled correctly? Has correct grammar been used? Do subjects agree with their verbs? Do pronouns agree with their antecedents? Have sentences been correctly punctuated? Are there any fused sentences, sentence fragments, or comma splices? Have the correct punctuation marks been used? For instance, periods for sentences, question marks for questions, exclamation marks, quotation marks. The rubric for this essay is available in the final draft submission area for Essay 1. If you want an A for this essay, you will need to gear your paper to meet the criteria in the Excellent category for all 5 areas. You can use either the online tutoring lab or Grammarly to assist you with polishing your final paper. Both of these are accessible on the Cowley Blackboard shell. Finally, if you have submitted this paper, you are submitting as Essay 1 to another instructor, you will get a 0 grade. This is considered a multiple submission per the Code of Conduct, and it is an academic integrity violation. The violation will be filed per the college's procedures for multiple submissions. If you're having trouble finishing Essay 1 on time, you may submit it up to 1 week late for a late grade.